I'm not going home.
I'm going to live with Dad, and
Are you serious?
of course, you're always so picky and deny everything I say.
I didn't mean that.
I'm just trying to teach you some common courtesy. That's why I'm annoyed with you. I can't spend money as I want. Dad and Grandma give me everything. I don't need you.
Ha 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 ha. You are hated by your son. Your own son hates you.
This happened because you did not list.
At that point, I didn't hear anything my mother-in-law said. My name is Sally.
I'm a working mom raising 2 children. I work under the same condition as my husband, Mark. Even so, I adore my 2 children so deeply, and with the help of my mother and the daycare, they have grown up so nicely. However, I am starting to realize now that it's not just about being a good writer, but also about being able to communicate effectively with others. That my mother-in-law, who interferes with my parenting, had a considerable influence on my choice of career. I have 2 sons, Jason and Phil. They are 1 year apart. When they were still young, I used to visit my parents-in-law with them. But then, one day, she complained to my mother about her explicit attitude of loving on my eldest son, Jason.
Mother, could you please do not give a snack only to Jason?
Why not?
Because it's not only the eldest son who is here.
That's fine.
The eldest son needs to be raised with care.
I don't understand what you're saying.
You idiot. Don't you understand unless I explain it to you?
The eldest son is the heir, and the second son will become the son-in-law. So there's no point in spending money him.
No.
It's 2022 now. Such a culture was gone already. Moreover, there was nothing that the son inherits in this family. We are just an ordinary family. I intend to raise both of my sons equally.
You just don't get it, do you?
This argument let her completely hate me.
But I didn't care about it. The important thing for me was that my sons grew up politely. Since then, I never take my son to my parents-in-law house. Though my mother-in-law, who lives nearby, was very insistent about coming over to our house, I never let her in. However, a few years later, when his eldest son, Jason, entered high school, he began to have a harsh attitude towards his brother Hill. He had come to talk to Phil in a calm tone.
Hey, give me your allowance. Why? Because I'm older.
So you do as I say
No, I'm gonna save up my allowance.
and buy the video game.
I'm your older brother. You must follow my rules.
As I opened the door to the children's room to put away the laundry, I overheard this conversation. What's happening?
What?
Did you hear what you just said?
I'm the eldest, so I'm free to spend my brother's money too.
That is not right. Grandma, you met her?
Yeah, Dad took me there once.
And I've been going there after school too.
Okay, let's get started.
Just stop taking money from your brother.
It's not your money. He seemed not to be convinced to the end.
That night, I told my husband about it.
Yeah, I took him.
How come? I told you not to.
Your mother is not treating our sons
Is that so? But Mom wanted to see Jason.
Only the eldest son, huh?
She doesn't want to see the second son, right? You realize how wrong it sounds, don't you?
It doesn't matter.
If she takes care of him, it would make your life easier, wouldn't it?
If you only help me to take care of our children more,
It will be just fine.
Exactly. That's why I'm taking Jason to Mom to help you.
I didn't ask you to do that.
You do nothing but what's unnecessary.
I'm cooperating in my own way.
What makes you think that's cooperating?
You just can't say no to her.
Shut up.
In the end, We remained where we started, and nothing was solved.
Since then, Jason has never taken money from Hill, but he often got scolded by me because he had snatched the game from Pi, which he had bought with his allowance, forced Hill to clean the bathtub, which was his duty. He did not neglect to perform it. As a result of these situations, spotlight on, spotlight on, spotlight on, spotlight on, Jason began spending all his time with his mother-in-law, and even my husband had not come B from there. Sons, Jason. It was my second son who became my support.
I'm home. Oh, honey, thanks. How's school?
I'm gonna make dinner soon. Give me a minute.
Okay, I will get the bath ready.
My family became two of us, me and my second son, Hill.
He was very helpful in housework, and we had our peaceful life back together. During dinner, he told me about things at school. It was our happy time together, filled with laughter. Soon after, he entered junior high school. I was the only parent who attended to ceremony. He said, "Thank you for coming, Mom." Any complaints? He had grown up to be such a kind person. Of course, I was concerned about my son, Jason. But no matter how many times I visited, only my mother-in-law came out. Once Jason saw me from the upstairs, he would say, "Hey, Mom?"
Don't ever come back. Stupid.
Though my heart was going to break off, I just wanted to get him back. A few months after my second son entered junior high school, I was invited to the inflows. When I arrived there, I rolled up my sleeves. Today, I would definitely convince Jason. Honestly, I didn't care about my husband anymore. If he were to continue living here, I wouldn't mind at all. It would be better for me, actually. Open the door with determination. My mother-in-law smiled at me.
I've been expecting you. Come on in.
I was alarmed to see her in a good mood.
When I entered the living room, I found an unfamiliar woman sitting in the middle of the couch with my husband and Jason.
Nice to meet you. I'm Bianca.
When I looked at my husband, he was over her. Is that correct? Not only my husband, but also my fiancé is quite fond of her.
You understand this, right?
Is there anything else you would like me to do?
Oh, I never knew you were so quick-witted.
Dad, you're so funny, Mom.
You see, Bianca is pregnant with my child.
So I want to divorce you and marry her.
Oh, really? Then you should pay alimony to me.
Of course, I have already transferred 30,000.
That was quick.
That is alimony from me and Bianca.
It's not from our savings, is it?
Don't worry, I paid.
It's a wedding gift from me.
That's our mom. Thank you very much.
What about our shared savings?
Hey, I'm a new user here. I just wanted to say hi.
My husband had left all the money to me. Probably he didn't know how much I had saved.
Our savings were enough to build one house. I would gratefully receive it.
Okay, be happy.
Well, Jason, you're coming home with us. I called out to my son. I'm going to live with Dad and Bianca.
Your own son hates you.
This happened because you did not list.
At that point, I didn't hear anything my mother-in-law said.
I was shocked when my son told me he needed me. Because I was busy working, there might be times when I couldn't be there for him. If I had quit the job and focused solely on my children, my heart filled with so much regret. My son, Jason, who is right in front of me, chose to live with his father and the girl. I had no choice but to accept it.
All right then, it seems like I should just keep Phil, but not you.
Yes, you should.
He annoys me a lot, just like you, and he doesn't listen to me at all.
Jason, stop speaking badly of your little brother.
Then he loudly sighed.
Happy New Year.
Hey, do you want me to go back home with you? I can do that, but I don't know what I'll do with him.
If felt a chill down my spine when he said such a thing without a care in the world.
I would take him in if I could, but it might put my other son in danger. Absolutely had to avoid that. I made up my mind.
Well, I'm not sure what you mean by edit, but I can certainly help with any spelling or grammar mistakes.
That's good.
I didn't have a reason to stay there any longer.
Just as I was ready to leave, Bianca suddenly opened her mouth.
Excuse me?
I don't like the idea of having a stepsister as a newlywed.
Well, because we are going to have a baby.
I want to live with all three of us. Three of us. It is then.
Huh? What about me?
You just stay here with Grandma.
How come?
Because Bianca doesn't want to.
That's not fair.
That's fine. I'm happy to live with you.
I'm not happy with you. You're just getting old.
It was fine because I had my father and Bianca, but I don't want to live with you. My mother-in-law was considering keeping her husband around as her caregiver, but she lost her chance. Still, she probably thought that my eldest son would eventually take care of her. My husband was at the mercy of his yoga lover, and my eldest son, Jason, thought only of himself. That's terrible, Jean. This argument has nothing to do with I quickly head to the door.
Mom.
Jason was rushing out after me.
But he didn't turn around.
Mom, wait.
I haven't heard you call me that in years.
Answered him with my eyes kept to the door.
I'm coming home with you.
You would be happy if I did, right?
No, Jason. You made your decision.
I left my in-laws' house without looking back. I could not see my son's face. If I had looked back, I would have accepted. And then my other son would be sacrificed. I wanted to protect Hill at least. It was an honest feeling. Then we divorced, and Jason was left at my parents' in-laws' house. He tried to reach out for me many times, and I had refused to answer him. He even came to the house, which we liked together, but we weren't there by the time he called. My younger son, Phil, and I had already moved out soon after the divorce, and now we live in another town. Jason had a rough time. He was charged with assaulting his grandmother and had been violent towards her. Though she came to me in tears and as help, it was her who raised him. She should suffer the consequences. And my ex-husband had gotten married to... Excuse. After the child was born, she neglected childcare and housework. Mother-in-law and my ex-husband are mother and son. They both asked for my help after all that. I have no reason to help them because they are strangers to me now. 2 years have passed since then, and my oldest son, Jason, now a freshman in high school, contacts me several times a month. In the beginning, he was rough and out of control, but lately, he's been calmer and has been apologizing for his past behavior. He also seems to be concerned about his younger brother. He says that he misses Phil. When I told Phil about it, he said he also wanted to see his brother too. So I'm going to plan to bring two together, and I'll make sure that Jason truly cares about my Phil. I will take him in as well, because I can't count on my ex-husband. I will take care of my sons if they want to go to university. I have decided to fulfill my minimum obligations as a parent. Both the mother-in-law and the husband had it coming. But the eldest son seems to have been a victim of self-centered adults. I hope one day he will change his mind and live happily with his mother and his younger brother. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you see you in the next video.